We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bust Up Boys. I'm Zach.
I'm Zahran.
I'm Deepro.
We have special guest Deepro. We are here. We have graciously turned down our Met Gala invites to instead talk movies. Deepro, you want to kick us off? How did you like Sinners?
Oh, I mean, listen. I drafted it, so you knew I was gonna like it. Like even if it was the worst movie ever, I would have said it was good. But no, I mean, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler just can't miss. We all knew this going in, and I was honestly pleasantly surprised. I did not expect it to be as close to as good as I did back in that episode when I drafted it. But
I mean, for me, I was like, Ryan Coogler's great. Michael B. Jordan is great. After Black Panther 2, I'm like, they're fine. Like, how did you know this was going to be a hit? Like, I kind of lost a little bit of faith after that last movie.
So again, I did see that it was a horror movie, which was a very interesting way for him to go, because I've never really seen Ryan Coogler do any horror stuff. And his chemistry with Michael B. I mean, that was the best part of like Black Panther for sure. I mean, first Black Panther wasn't really great, but he was amazing in it. Creed, all of that. And the big thing too is like he's just like on the rise. Like every movie he's made has been better, I feel like, than the last. So I'm like, okay, listen, like the trailers look cool. Let's hope it's good. Ended up being a hit.
You and the horror movies. I can't wait to see later in the season or later in the year if there's other like random horror movies you picked to pan out. You already picked one movie that got pushed to 2026, so hopefully
it's
no
subbed
more
out.
of those.
It's subbed out. Wait, which movie?
Bride, I think it was called. The Maggie Gyllenhaal horror movie. Yeah,
I completely
that's
forgot
not
you picked that
this
movie.
year.
That was a high risk, and that did not pan
That's all
out.
good.
For now.
It's all
for
good.
now.
It didn't meant to be.
For
It
now.
didn't meant to be. It'll probably just sucked anyways. We'll see. Save it for next
Awesome.
year's draft.
Zach, what were your
yeah.
thoughts on Sinners, though?
Oh man, I thought it was almost like a story of two halves. The first half of the movie, you have like a thoughtful, a musical film. You have like the setup towards like this like really entertaining second half, and the second half is just pure entertainment. Once they are, I guess, in like the barn or like the club they're building, and the vampires show up. It's just pure entertainment and just pure flow from a cinema perspective. So yeah, it was like better than I was expecting. I wasn't sure in the first half it was going to be more of like a artsy drama. I was thinking about like, oh, is this going to be like fine cinema? And I wouldn't say it's that. It's more like in the Barbie Top Gun kind of conversation. But I think it's better than those two movies. This movie is super entertaining all the way through. So I gotta give Ryan Coogler and the cast credit.
For sure. And one thing you touched on, like, I love how it's like very genre bending. Like, it feels like a million different movies at once, but it's done so well. Like, it's like a period piece, it's a horror movie, it's an action movie. Like, it's super funny, like romance. It does everything, and it does it really, really well.
Yeah, exactly. It is like all those things on one. There's like that one crazy scene where Sammy is like playing, and then all of a sudden you're transported in time to different places and different genres all in one song. And I think in like a different movie I'd watch that and be like, what the heck is going on here? But in this movie it's like I'm already so like bought into this movie, I'm just gonna let it ride and just like see what happens. And so that's like one way this movie was basically gold.
I think both of you guys nailed it with Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, but I do want to give my flowers to Sammy's actor. Was it Miles Keaton?
Yeah, first time.
Do you guys know that? Yeah, this is first time acting.
Crazy.
I
Wait,
did not think that was the case
Yeah,
at
he's
all.
never in anything else.
Never in anything else. This guy,
I didn't
the
know that.
charisma he showed from one, think about it this way. He had to exact opposite of Michael B. Jordan twice each day he going into work. And one day he's doing one actor, one day is another. Well, not one day, but whichever way, right? One scene he's doing one actor, one scene he's doing another actor. To be able to play off of that and actually be one of the highlights of the movie, hats off to him. And his voice, wow. Like, I felt like I was transported in there the same way like everyone else was. But no, that scene I think is one of the best scenes I think I've seen in a movie probably in the past 5 years. It was
Yeah,
so well done.
it was super ambitious, and it I love the way it blended in all the music from modern and past and everything, and it was really that scene in particular was literally just a love letter to uh not just music but like different genres, the blues, like rock and roll, like everything. And it was pretty beautiful, and the way even at the end, the beautiful shot where the barn just burns down and then you
Yeah.
just see the vampires just waiting outside, like it was done so beautifully.
Yeah, I think
Did you all
music was
know that
quite- oh,
rule about? I was gonna say, do you all know that rule about vampires not being able to enter in unless you let them in? I didn't know about that rule until I watched this movie. Was this like well known or?
I
I
watched
only
enough
know that
Vampire
rule.
Diaries.
So I
know
was gonna
that.
say Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's the only reason I know.
Oh,
that.
interesting.
It's the only reason.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I liked how they did it naturally, and that's actually a thing I really like too. In the beginning, they don't really explain that, right? When
Yeah.
Mhm.
you first see the vampire with the Native American scene, right? And
Oh yeah, that's true. You had to
yeah,
ask to get in.
Mhm.
yep. And they didn't explain anything like that. I think they explained it in the later in the movie to the other characters, but it felt very natural. But what I wanted to nail here was that this movie was so much show don't tell. You know,
Hmm.
I would say the mate like one of the primary ones from that is when um he goes to the town market, right? This market square, right? And you see like just from multiple interactions what is going on in like what this environment is like, what time period this place is, and what relationship the Michael B. Jordan characters have, Smoke and Stack have with the rest of the people, right? They establish the characters, they establish how scary they are. They establish the segregation between the white side of the neighborhood and the black side of the neighborhood. You see, like, just everything was just done so well. That scene, I think Ryan Coogler outclassed Martin Scorsese in that scene in the Market Square.
Holy cow! Wait,
No, I
so
could
I was
see
gonna
it.
bring
Yeah.
this up too.
Huh?
Wow. I was gonna bring this up that the first half of the movie made me think about what was the Martin Scorsese movie from last year? Killers of the
Killers
Flower
of the
Moon.
Flower Moon.
Flower Moon.
Yeah, wow. I thought that was just me because like there's a lot of scenes that happen in that movie that also happen in this movie. There's a scene where the train comes in the station and everyone's hopping off. That was in Killers of the Flower Moon. That's in this movie as well. So that comparison was also in my head, and that's a hot take that Ryan Coogler's being Scorsese, but yeah,
I
they're
have
pretty
that in my
close.
notes as well. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay, cool. Great
Just
minds
to
think
touch
alike. What can I say?
Yeah, exactly. Just to touch real quick on the being allowed to enter rule. I loved how it was used in the movie because it was super comedic. It was like, the vampires kept coming up, whether it was cornbread or whoever, to try to like trick them into letting them in, and it was done very creatively and just like very funny.
Yeah, the entire ensemble was
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
the drunk harmonica player, amazing.
Mhm.
What a beautiful job. I don't know the actor's name, but just
Mhm.
every single person looked like they put in at least an 8 to 10 out of 10 throughout the
For
movie.
sure, for
There
sure.
was no weak point. Even what's the Jack O'Connell? Like
Remick.
as a
Yeah.
villain,
Yeah, yeah,
he was menacing, he was funny. That Irish tap dancing scene, is it tap dancing? Irish river dance, river
yeah,
walk,
yeah.
I don't know what it's
Riverdance, I
called.
think. Yeah,
River
yeah,
dance.
yeah.
That was scary, but also like this slaps. This is dope.
100%. I've had Pick Po Robin Clean stuck in my head for literally 2 weeks since I watched it.
I was going to say the music was also like,
It
okay,
was
I'm
so
actually
good.
enjoying this music too.
As much as I'm saying such great things about the acting, the story, everything like that, I think this is the best part of this movie is the music.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so It was the same guy that did the music for what was it, Oppenheimer. I don't know his
Oppenheimer.
name,
Yeah.
but I mean, listen, he's on a good track
Ludwig
record so far because the
Göransson.
music in that one was amazing too. And it's like it plays such a big part in this story as well. So it's like you really couldn't mess that up. You really had to be real particular, and they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. And all the actors that had to sing and everything, they all did amazing. They all did so well.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
yep.
Kugler and Ludwig, they actually went to college together. Like they met at like a party at USC when they were like getting their grad degree. So it's kind of
Mhm.
crazy they went from like USC to now like making these like blockbuster movies together. But one thing he said was like one thing that made him want to do Sinners now is because Ludwig is like a big deal. He's making movies for like Christopher Nolan, making music for
Mhm.
him. So he's like, oh, like he's free right now. Let's go and make Sinners really quick.
Yeah, he
But
said
it's
he's gonna
crazy
be
to
too
have the whole
Hollywood
history
for him
there.
in a few years. You know, that's
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
That's great for Kugler, but man, I great for Ludwig, but man, I really, really, really hope that I really hope that Kugler sticks with original IP. I know he's with the Black Panther in Black Panther and everything, and they definitely do need to make a third movie from that. But I really want like you don't get this kind of talent. You don't want this kind of talent to be stuck making franchise movies. You need him to be making these kind of original movies because that direction, that sense of like creativity, that writing, I can't have that just be in like comic book schlock. I need that. We need theaters, everything. We need these kind of original IPs.
I
100%.
mean,
I
the good
mean, when
news
you
is like, yeah.
you're good, you go, you go.
No, I was just gonna say the good news is like this movie got amazing reviews. It's making a lot of money. We were talking before the call. I'm curious how much like someone in France or Japan might care about this compared to like a different another kind of blockbuster. Like Mission Impossible will have like kind of appeal like across the world. I'm curious about Sinners having that same appeal or not. But yeah, I mean, this is a good sign so far. I mean, this I don't think this was supposed to do as well as it did.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, again, hats off to Deepro because
Yeah.
initially, I think opening weekend, it was good, but not like for an original IP, it was very, very good. Um, and then one thing I will note, I don't know if you guys
Hmm.
have seen headlines regarding the box office of performance of this, but it was very negative for some reason, especially that first opening week. Everyone was saying, "Oh, it might not make its money back." But I'm like, "Listen, for an original IP, it made what, $50 million? That's really really good."
For sure.
Um it felt like Warner Brothers was trying to put this movie down, especially the box office performance, for some reason or another. I think it's because Kugler
Hmm.
retains the IP for the movie. Just
That's got to be
FYI.
it.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very weird. And like you'll see, like from according to sources from like Deadline, they're kind of worried about the box office performance. But I think we can put all that to bed because this has, for lack of a better term, better legs than Deepro's dad, who has the most
For sure.
muscular legs I've ever seen inside.
Yeah, yeah. Better legs
Like
than
Like
me
this
too. I
thing
got
is
arthritis,
going
so
crazy. Oh, of course, yeah. But even when I went to go watch it this Sunday, which was the third weekend it was out, packed theater.
loved
I
it.
Wow.
wanted to watch it in IMAX earlier. Not a single day I could find this movie like a seat available. Yet I was able to find Thunderbolts today, this week. So
Hmm.
That's
you
because
know
that's your
what?
pick. That's why. That's because it's your
Yeah,
pick. That's why.
exactly.
That's why there's so many empty seats. You feel me? But yeah, I
Was
mean,
my
like,
pick.
it was. Yeah, it's true. I talked you out of it. But what's it called? I mean, I did agree with what Zahran was saying that I don't want him working with like Disney and Marvel because like when you work with these big studios, they dumb down your
Hmm.
ideas. Like they don't want you to really what you have up here. They don't want you to put on the screen. Like they want their vision and what will help them set up whatever movie they're going to come out in 3 years from now. So I'm really glad that this is doing so well because that will influence him to do more original stuff and just other creators like other directors to do more original stuff. Like my dream for Kugler is to go the Jordan Peele route. Just do whatever you want, make whatever movie you want, no matter how weird it is, no matter if no one watches it, and it's gonna be good because he's a very just amazing director.
But here's what I would say. Guess the budget for Get Out.
I don't know. Zahran, what do you think?
Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
double check it,
significantly
well.
less than this movie.
Okay, sure,
I'm gonna
but
say
For sure.
20 million. Like,
okay,
wait,
okay.
what was Sinners? 90?
So Sinners
90.
famously it's 150 mil. Oh yeah, you're right. It's $95 million budget.
95. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 20 for Get Out. Leaps.
Okay. Okay.
I'll go 30.
30. Okay.
Only 5 million.
Wow.
Damn.
Dude, so I will say Jordan Peele, like he
Insane.
made a banger on a budget, like $5 million
For sure,
to make
yeah.
it out. Yeah,
To be fair, I think Haley Steinfeld alone costs more than that movie.
That's so true.
Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan for sure.
Yeah.
Michael
Josh
B. Jordan
Allen
for
knows.
sure.
Yeah. Josh Allen agents must have been there for the contract negotiations. I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah. They signed the Supermax.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, we've talked a lot about the positives. Is there any negatives on your end? And I do have, not me personally, but I do have some negatives I have heard about, but I would like to hear your guys' thoughts as well.
I'm gonna jump in really quick.
There you go.
I was gonna say really quick before we get to negatives. Speaking of Haley Steinfeld, apparently what she said in the movie about her like grandfather being black is true. Like whatever she said in the movie is like a real statement. Apparently.
Wait, really?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, I thought that was just kind of shoehorned in. I did not
Yeah,
realize.
yeah.
I guess it was like a
Yeah.
testament to her
Yeah.
as an actress. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's actually I remember that kind of stuck out to me. I'm like, whoa, why does that even matter? Why is that even relevant?
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of Haley Steinfeld saying it herself to try to show her own, background and everything. Oh, good for her. Yeah.
I mean,
So that's a positive. That's not negative, but go ahead.
Yeah.
personally, because I don't know about you guys, I've never seen her in anything live action. Like I've only seen her in Spideyverse, which everyone has seen. But
Yeah.
I thought she did. She surprised me. I thought she did amazing, and I don't know. I'm asking you guys, has she done this well in like her other live action stuff?
Bumblebee. Very good.
Bumblebee?
Yeah, the Transformers,
Transformers
movie. Prequel.
movie.
You watched that?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't see that
biggest
either.
Transformers
Dog,
fan,
you got,
man.
bro. You got too much free time, bro. You know Megan Fox wasn't gonna show up, right?
It's almost like I have a movie podcast.
And yet you didn't see Thunderbolts.
Stunner.
You're a weekend late.
That's fair. I am a weekend late.
Well,
But you know
well,
what?
it's your movie.
I wanted to put all my attention for this masterpiece. That's why. But in
It's a good
turn, okay,
excuse.
masterpiece, whatever. Negatives. Outside of Haley Steinfeld was great. I know one of the criticisms I did hear was that Haley Steinfeld, for how much they advertised it, was not in it as often as people thought she was going to be. In terms of screen time.
I thought she was in it as much as I thought she was going to be. I
I
mean,
was
she's in
gonna
that really
say,
cool
yeah.
post-credit scene.
Yeah, she had a lot of screen time
Yeah.
in this. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, then that's one thing cut off. But yeah, Mike, if you're hearing this, you're
yeah, stop trying to poke holes in this movie, bro. It is a 10 out of 10. This is a really fucking
Oh,
good
I
movie.
agree with you.
This
I
is
agree with you
legitimately,
100%.
bro. If we're counting this as horror, because it is kind of like every genre. If we're counting this as horror, this is legitimately one of the best horror movies in like
Yeah.
a really
So
long time.
that is one thing I will
Wow.
not give this a criticism for, because whenever this happens, it's always on the marketing team and not the actual people who make the film. Because it was, from what I've seen, advertised as a very scary film. And I think the opening scene when you see Sammy go into the church and you see those flashes to the vampires, right? I was like,
I got hella jump
Ryan
scared.
Coogler's gonna scare the crap out of me today, and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. But I think that was the scariest part of the movie. Right there.
It was.
Yeah, like that mystery with the red eye, like very well done. So I will say, I don't know if this would be a criticism on the movie, but more on like the marketing team. Not the most honest way to show that this isn't like, this is a vampire movie / period piece, but this is not a horror movie at all.
For sure. I mean, I think they went in that direction because they thought that would like get the most butts in seats, like at the theater.
Mhm.
So I can see why they
Yeah.
went in that direction, but it could be a little misleading. Yeah, I see what you mean with that. But at the same time, I would rather be misled and know less about the movie in the trailer than watch a trailer where it shows me everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do like that aspect of it at least.
Deepro,
What? No,
I
you,
totally agree.
which movie do you think is the biggest offender of that I to this day still hate?
offender of which side? Of spoiling everything?
Spoiling everything.
Tell me the name. I'm gonna remember. Tell me the name.
DC.
Was it a Man of Steel?
Batman versus Superman.
Oh, I mean that was the whole. Yeah, that was the whole movie. It was literally the whole movie.
Batman. I don't know if Zach, if you've seen this. This is gonna be a quick little rant.
Yeah.
I was very
Pop up.
excited to go watch Batman versus Superman, and for all intents and purposes, I really do enjoy the director's cut of the movie that wasn't in theaters. Just letting you know. Yeah, Deepro's gonna
Let him know.
He really enjoys bad movies, Zach.
That movie,
I know.
That's his thing.
that
That's
trailer.
his thing.
That trailer is the sole reason sometimes in movie theaters I'll close my eyes after like a minute into the trailer, because
Wow.
this movie showed them beefing with each other, Batman versus Superman beefing with each other, finding out why. You see that, you know, Lex Luthor's orchestrating it in the background. You see them fighting in their iconic fight scene. Right after
Yeah.
that, they show Doomsday. Right after that, they show Batman's awesome like fight scene. And right after
Really?
that, they show Wonder Woman.
Oh, that was supposed to be a surprise in that fight.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't Wonder Woman
Actually,
show up
yeah.
and she's like, "Oh,
The
Wonder Woman's
entire
here."
trailer is all
They
of
show that in
that.
the trailer.
Yes. Right
I-
before the movie came out. Like, 2 weeks before the movie came out. But
Oh,
That's so
no.
funny. I think the
why I
fact
hate
that
it
they
is because Deepro made me watch it.
Good job.
I think
It was
the
a
fact
whole-
I think the fact that they threw in that big monstrosity CGI. Wait, it was Doomsday, right?
Yeah,
I think the
Doomsday.
fact that they added him into the trailer is just like, okay, we have no faith in this. We're just trying to get people to come because that's literally the most shoehorned thing ever. Like, I don't know.
What's that
but-
term? Lipstick on a pig or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, all right, back to our regular scheduled programming. One other criticism I have heard is that outside of it being advertised as a scary movie, was that someone wrote to me, the writers were so focused on the symbolism / themes that the story seemed random at face value.
What part of it would be random? Like, what part of the story did they say is random?
I think probably like the vampires coming in. Why did the vampires come to this?
No.
place?
This is actually really good. This is actually, I think, a good like minor criticism, at least in the movie. So apparently, what the movie was trying to convey was that when Sammy does the music scene and like all the spirits are there from across time, apparently that's what attracts the vampires to that location. They apparently sense that happening, and that's what gets them there. I'm not sure I understood that like watching the film at the time, but apparently that was the
Oh,
intention. Yeah. No,
Wow,
no, exactly. So like, I only got that after like listening to some more analysis about the movie. I'm like, oh, that's why he wants to go and like enter the club and get Sammy. Is because he plays a song and like is so magical that like kind of goes through time. And the vampire's like, oh, I can connect with my ancestors and like future if I can get to Sammy and make him a vampire too. But I don't think the movie does the great job of like explaining that. So I agree. That's a minor criticism.
But
interesting. You know what? Yeah.
That is one thing I do like though about this movie a lot, because if you look at it at face value, it does seem very like simple, like very just simple movie, but like there's so much going on. There's so complex and there's so many themes that like honestly you would need like second or third viewings just to like catch if someone doesn't tell you online. You know what I'm saying? Like for yourself.
I remember actually because Miles was not Miles. What's Sammy? Sammy was saying that I attracted them here. It was like crying, like I attracted them here. I brought them here, right? I just assumed he thought that. I didn't know that was genuinely the case. Actually, one note I did make was that I loved. Okay, quick thing. If you guys are watching this, spoilers. I don't think this plot is that crazy for spoilers, to be honest. Like, there's not really much of a twist going on. Yeah, but I really appreciated how Sammy was like overcoming, thinking like one like how he was raised and thinking about what music being bad and it genuinely happening and him believing that he's the reason these vampires were attracted to still continuing and what like you know how they did the whole flash forward to the future. I liked how he still stuck with his guns and was happy with what he was trying to do. I like that, and I didn't expect that to be the ending for what they did. I also loved, someone was saying like, no matter what, like I still think of that as like the best day of my life. And like, I didn't think after watching this entire movie, though it is Ryan Coogler, so I should have expected better. I didn't expect to get teary eyed near the end with how emotional that was when you see like them driving off in the sunset. So yeah.
I like
You
how
did see the final scene in the nightclub, right? In
Yes.
1992.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
cool.
sure. Yeah.
Some people left the theater. Like I think some people missed that.
I saw a
We-
lot of
we-
people leave my theater. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. What do you call it? I was like halfway through, and then after the theater, like you start seeing him playing again. I was like, oh, and then
You
I
ran
think
back?
the ending, I was just watching from the stairs. Like,
Yeah. Everyone's
I
like,
didn't wanna
it's not
disturb
Marvel.
people.
Everyone's like, it's not Marvel. We can leave.
Yeah.
We can leave.
Beautiful movie. Yeah. All right. What were we
I was
talking
gonna
about?
say,
The music?
I find it funny. I find it funny how Zahran started this with like, oh, let's talk about the negatives, and it turned into everything, all the other stuff he liked.
That's how great this
The
movie
negatives,
is, man.
the negatives didn't
Yeah.
last that long. The
Yeah.
list was very short.
I think one other negative someone said was that if you watch the movie with no concept of America, you would still consider this a good movie?
With no concept of America.
Yeah, imagine you don't have really a concept of American history. Would you still consider this a good movie?
I mean, yeah, because it shows the depiction of America during that time in that place. Like it shows their If anything, then it's more educational. Then you're learning about what America was during like Jim Crow laws and stuff. Like during that era. Because if you're not from America, you may not even know the oppression that blacks and even the Irish, like Remick, faced, like throughout American history.
That's a great point, Deepro, because I appreciated that Jack O'Connell's character was like Irish, because I guess you want to get into like kind of like the crux and like the subtext of this movie with like the whole assimilation and like when you come into America, like one thing I do appreciate is like them showing that, yeah, when you come to America, there is a bit of a melting pot, but like your own culture will still arise. And I think that's kind of what the movie's trying to show. Like you should still try to hold on to your own culture and like spread that. And sometimes America does become a vampire and sucks out and gives you like this like, like watered down version of the culture. And I liked how with Jack O'Connell's dance, the river dance, he's like, I don't care about your history. I just want to hear your music. And isn't blues historically, what's it called? African American music, right?
It is, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I appreciated that. And like, I want to hear what your thoughts are on like the whole subtext, the background of the movie, and like what Ryan Coogler is trying to say.
Wow, that was a good analysis. And then also that ties into why I think Ryan Coogler wanted to get back the rights to this movie in 25 years, which is like a weird part of the contract for this film. Is that he'll get the rights back in 25 years. So it's not like he's just giving away to Hollywood. He's going to get it back, which wasn't the case for early blues musicians.
Have some Deepro?
Wait, is that why like the studio's upset with the box office? Like that's why they're hating on the box office essentially, because he still owns he's gonna own the rights at some point.
That's
like
what
one
said.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like kind of unusual that the filmmaker get the rights back like within 25 years.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So just so I know, like, was he given less money to make the movie with or something? Like, was there any consequences of him like negotiating owning the rights?
I think he got a lot of money. And Zahran, maybe you know more about this than I do. He also got like the Tom Cruise treatment for like, I think after a certain point, he starts making more money if it gets across a certain threshold.
Oh, he has like risers and stuff. That's very cool.
Yeah. I forget exactly what it was, but what the deal is getting is kind of like what Tom Cruise gets with his movies. So it's like not normal. In addition to getting the rights back in 25 years. So
did Josh Allen's agent help out everyone in this
I was
film?
gonna say that's a fire deal. That's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
I'm about to go like 2 or 3 more times, bro. I don't even want to I don't want to give any money to WB and stuff like that. These big corporations, like.
Next thing you'll see is that Michael B. Jordan got paid twice for 2 roles.
2 roles,
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So
Speaking of which, I feel like we didn't talk enough about Michael B's performance. Like, it was so unique, the Smokestack twins, and I loved how they were obviously alike, but they were so different at the same time. And you could see their contrast throughout the entire movie, even when they split up and go do their own stuff. Like, you see how like they both handle situations so differently. And it's just a very unique take, because usually when you'll see like twins coming together, especially if like they're played by the same actor, it's very like easy just to make them essentially the same character twice, you know, and just more of like comedic relief and stuff like that. But it was like they're like two actually completely different characters. And throughout the movie, like about halfway through, I literally forgot it was Michael B playing both, just because of how drastically different the performances were.
I genuinely, to go off exactly what you're saying, yeah, I think Michael B's performance, one, he's always historically been so good, and I wasn't surprised at how good he was. That's why it didn't even come to mind. And great point bringing it up. I genuinely didn't even know in the beginning. I was not no, but like I was confused for a second whether I was watching two different actors or not. I knew one of them was for sure Michael B. Jordan. I didn't know if the other one was.
Yeah.
I think
You thought the other one
I
was Michael C?
Michael C.
Yeah.
Michael C. Hall.
Michael D?
No, but you know why? Because it's not just the way he's speaking, but his facial expressions, his body language,
Mm.
his micro acting to make it look like we are definitely watching a different character. Just well done, man. Michael B. Jordan, man.
For sure.
He's giving. He might not be the only. Michael Jordan might not be the only GOAT anymore. Michael B. Jordan might be going up there. He's still young.
True.
For sure. And I think like that contrast was like shown between the two twins the best when they first meet Remick. Because like you see like one of them is like way more trusting and like just listen, like getting hyped for the music, and the other one is like very suspicious. Like, okay, what the fuck is this guy up to? Like,
I think for me, if I watch it a second or third time, I want to even dive deeper into keeping track of which one's Smoke, which one's Stack, and like really fleshing out those differences for myself. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Sinners. Do you guys want to go through some ratings or let
wait,
like
real quick.
Yeah.
Funniest character in the movie, just funniest, nothing else.
The harmonica player.
The drunk dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
What a
Delta Slim
what a
is his name.
send-off
Delta
for him,
Slim,
too.
that's what it was.
Delta Slim. Yeah.
Delta
Yeah,
Slim.
yeah.
Yeah. I
That guy was
loved how
hilarious.
I loved how his last scene was, at the risk of
Oh
spoiling.
yeah, it was
yeah.
beautiful.
I think it showed like I think he
Heartbreaking.
was very true to his character, where he was comedic, he's old, he's caring, and I think he showed that implicitly throughout the movie, but like near the end, like the way he sacrificed himself, man, great for him, solid move. But yeah, do you guys have any other thoughts before we get into ratings? Anything you want to talk about with the movie?
Just how many fantasy points I get for it. That's the only thing I want to talk about.
I guess we
man,
should go into box office.
You got so many points. Oh man, so here are the latest ratings. Okay, so I'm still in the lead with 3,600 points, but Deepro on just Sinners alone is already at 2,000, and I have like 5 movies, so I mean, this is like a very bad Thursday for me. It's like I have 5 starting, I'm in the lead, but Deepro has 1 starting. He's already like 2/3 of the way caught up with me, so that's kind of sad. You made such a good pick with Sinners. I mean, just to run through like how dominant Sinners is, like a 99% Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd like a 4.2 of 5, which is like basically perfect in Letterboxd. Cinema Score was an A, which is like super rare. And yeah, that leads to it being like an almost 2,000 point movie in our fantasy ranking. For context, Minecraft, as good as it is worldwide, it only has 1,300 points. And Sinners has 2,000. So props to you, man. Sinners,
half, right?
See,
yeah, exactly.
also, I don't know if you guys seen the chicken jockey trend. The parents don't want the kids going to Minecraft anymore. They're trying to hold them back. They don't want their kids going crazy in the movie. That's another thing too. You got to factor that in.
It was too
Damn,
wild.
Deepro was
It
thinking
was
ahead.
too wild. It was literally too much of a party.
Yeah,
It was too much of a
It
party.
was just too wild. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's get into these ratings, guys. I think it's pretty obvious what we're all putting this as, but I will start off. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Excellent movie. Zach?
I'd go if we're going out of
Oh,
5.
Deepro.
I'll go with this. If we're going out of 5, I'll go with the 6. That's how much I
6?
liked it. That's how much I liked it.
That rating doesn't count in the rankings, by the way, just so you know.
What do you mean?
The 6 out of
No
5 that
pressure.
doesn't count for your.
Oh, it's
the
okay. I already
leaderboard.
it's okay. I already rated on Letterboxd 100 times, so on my burners. Don't worry about it.
I wouldn't honestly. You probably didn't made it go lower at this point.
That's how good it is. I put a 5
Yeah,
went
that's
down.
how good it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, do you? Have
Yeah, I'm
a-
giving this like a 4.8, 4.9.
Okay. Okay.
0.8.
Yeah. I'll
Bro.
nitpick.
Okay, wait, hold on. Now I have to say, because this is the problem I have. Now, listen, that's a great rating. Obviously, 4.9 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's a great rating.
Yeah.
But I know at the end of the year, when I sit down and I'm very much anticipating your guys' end of the year ranked movies, right? The best movies of the year. I already know this shit is gonna be so low on your list. It's gonna be an honorable mention. It's gonna be like 8th or something. Like I feel it. I feel it.
I got a weird take right now, but
What?
right now this is
What's your
number
weird
1 for
take?
me.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Zach,
Yeah.
I can't even think of another movie that comes close to this.
Zach, have you seen
I think
anything
Warfare
this
is
year?
pretty
No?
good, but
Warfare?
like I mean,
All
this
right.
movie is just so entertaining, and there's so many different
Mhm.
themes on one package that like I think it's definitely number 1 for me so far. Yeah, I mean, to Deepro's point, I do think we have a tendency of like ranking things really high after you see it. Because I know right after White Lotus ended, I'm like, yo, 8.9 out of 10. Like this is so good. But then I thought about it a little more. I'm like, actually, I think Zahran's right. Like this is more like an 8 to 10 season of TV. So I am a
I
little
think
bit
it's
leery.
recency bias. Yeah.
Yeah, recency bias. I'm a little bit leery at that. That's why maybe I'm hesitant from saying, is this the best movie of 2020 so far? Like, I'm a little bit scared to say that. So that's why I'm holding off and saying 5.5 of 5 right now. But it's pretty close. I mean, like I said, it's in that Barbie Top Gun tier, and I think it's better than those movies.
So if it isn't the best movie of the decade so far, 'cause it's gonna be high up there, obviously. What is to you? What
Of the
is?
decade?
Yeah, like 2020s,
Yeah.
2020s, just the 2020s
It's too early.
from COVID.
For
What do you
me,
mean?
I'm well.
I
so
just said so
far.
far. What do you mean it's too
Yeah,
early? I said so
yeah.
far.
I mean, obviously,
I mean,
like,
it's still
who
too
knows what's
early.
coming out.
It's too early in the year.
Oh,
too.
you mean it's too early for Sinners? You're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I said if
Yeah.
not Sinners, then
Okay.
what? Like what?
Yeah.
What would be the?
Oppenheimer, possibly for me.
For me, I would say like Oppenheimer and maybe Dune 2, and then
I'd go Dune
Sinners
2,
is
yeah.
like and then Sinners is like in that like range right there. It's in the conversation, 100%.
See. Was Dune 2 number 1 on your list, Zach, last year?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh no, there
Dune
was
2 was
Zahran.
number
It
1
was
for you,
Zahran.
right, Zach?
No. Zahran didn't have it. I know one of you guys didn't have it at 1.
I don't have number 1.
It was Zahran.
I had
right?
number 1. Zahran had you had Nosferatu number 1, right?
I had Nosferatu number 1.
Yeah.
No wonder Zahran.
That's the guy who skipped leg day.
I
Yeah,
would
no
put this
wonder he's
above.
si-
I would put this above Nosferatu.
I'm not surprised you're sitting at a
Yeah.
cool 0 points.
I don't have a movie yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised, bro. You said
Yeah,
Nosferatu was
checks
better
out.
than Dune 2. Like,
I should have kept Thunderbolts. That is one thing I should have kept though, for sure.
you shouldn't let me easily influence you out of it. That's on you, you know?
No, it wasn't you. It was Captain America's performance.
What
Going
do you
from
mean?
Captain America. No, because I took off Thunderbolts after Captain America's like just dropped off a cliff after I think the opening weekend. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, but that was a Sam Wilson. Like, no one's gonna go see a
Also,
Sam
you know
Wilson
what
movie.
people were saying that the movie cost like $250 million. Recently it just came out. It's only 175.
Damn.
Which
they
movie?
lied.
Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay.
But that's an episode
lied.
for another day. So
I'll just add one last thing about Thunderbolts. I saw the trailer. And I was like, oh, this actually looks not bad. So I want to say I called it. I'm calling it right now. Fantastic Four. I'm not so sure.
Really?
Hot take.
whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
I'm
Listen,
gonna have to lock it in.
Zach, you know I'm super hyped on Fantastic Four. You know this is my first overall pick.
Okay.
the only like hesitancy I have with it is the cast is a little. Is that your problem too? The cast is a little. I don't know. I'm not on
I think it's
board
the
completely.
cast, and like none of the trailers are really like selling me that this is going to be like the best, even the best superhero movie of the year. So, I have
That's
some
gonna be
hesitancy. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be Superman. I still have some hesitancy. I'm a little worried. But I'm just saying it right now, and we'll check in if I'm right or wrong. But I just want to write in. It's in writing. I'm not
I
sure it's
like
gonna be
your take.
as good as everyone's calling it in. Yeah.
I
I
like that you're
think
throwing it
having
out there.
Thunderbolts come out, yeah, I think because Thunderbolts was so good, from what I've
Yeah.
heard, I think that will help Fantastic Four to be a better performer. Because
Oh,
I
good
think
point.
Thunderbolts is still not doing that well because of following Captain America.
No, it's
Yeah,
because it's the cast of Black Widow. That's why it's not doing well.
there's only 2 people from Black Widow.
I know. I just had to talk shit. Which, by the way, I don't want to like get too into Thunderbolts because you guys are watching, but like I never saw Black Widow, so this is the first time I'm seeing these characters, and I didn't watch the Captain America Bucky show, right?
Right.
Like all of these
Yeah.
characters in this movie from those things are actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good. I was surprised. I was very surprised. I was very surprised.
Yeah. We'll have more thoughts next week.
For
Definitely.
sure, for sure. Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to get too into it because I know you guys didn't watch it. But
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, guys. I think you know what? I love this. All right, we'll talk about it after this. But
well, no, what do you love? What do you love?
I
What do you
love how
Yeah.
tight this was. I love how tight this episode was. Under 50 minutes? Oh my god. And we got all
Oh,
of
yeah.
our thoughts down?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I can go to bed early. Like, I might catch the end of the Knicks game still. Maybe I can catch the end.
Hey.
We'll see.
Oh, who's
score right
leading?
now?
Who's leading?
I didn't check. I haven't checked my phone. I don't know. Let's do
Don't
it.
worry,
Let's see.
I'll
Let's see if we
edit all
lost
this
game
out.
one real quick.
42
Let's see, let's
minutes.
see.
Yeah.
Let's see if we lost game one real quick. Oh my God, it's tied. It's tied.
It's
It's
basically
tied the fourth quarter.
90-91. 4
All right,
minutes
guys,
left.
I think,
Oh man,
I think
we'd
we
wrap
should
this
go
up.
watch. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
yeah.
where we're going now.
Zach, sign us off, please, so we can go.
All right, everyone, please like and subscribe. Sinners, amazing movie, and we'll be back next week to talk Thunderbolts.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Deepro, for
Deeps.
joining. Good seeing you.
Take care. Always good times.
Bye, guys.